today's video, we're going to be talking a lot about creativity, and we want to encourage you to be creative, and even if you're not an artist, you can still make some cool crafts and have them be unique and awesome. So the first thing you're going to need to do is draw whatever design you're going to put on your canvas, and I decided to draw a moon and a star, and then after you draw it, you're going to cut it out with an Exacto knife. Then you're going to put some tape on it, and then you're going to cut it off of the tape to put it on your canvas. Because I'm melting on wood, I primed my wood with white paint so that the colors would show up better when I melted them. Next, you're going to take all the skin off of your crayons so that you just have the wax part and you don't have any paper left. You can do whatever colors you want to, but I decided to go for a sunset theme, which is why I have these colors. And then you could just draw and melt at the same time on your canvas. Once you're done, you can just peel it off, and I touched it up with some white paint after. You can also do the inverse, so you tape it, you draw your design, you cut it out with an Exacto knife, and then you paint on the side that you want your crayons to be melted on. And then I did a sunset, so I melted the crayons in that kind of sequence, and you can do whatever sequence you want for your canvas. You can also play around with how you want your colors to be on there, so I blow dried for quite a while to get the result that I did in the end. Once you let it dry, you can peel the tape off, and I also added some details into the mountains because they were a little plain, and this is what it looked like in the end. First, you're going to mix your medium into your paint so that when you pour it onto your canvas, they don't all merge together. So the paint medium kind of gives it a little bit of separation when you pour it onto the canvas. And then you're going to make sure you get some white paint without anything in it, just plain white paint, because that will also help the separation of the paint once you put it on the canvas. Next, you're going to pour in your paint in whatever sequence you want, making sure to add the serum, and then once that's done, you're going to pour your paint onto the canvas, and then you're going to tilt your canvas in whatever direction you want to get whatever effect you want. And what the serum is supposed to do is put bubbles in it, so you can see in this acrylic pour that there are some bubbles, and that is from the serum. Going to have a special guest on this episode, but that person was no longer able to make it to this episode, so in replacement of that person, we're going to have a new special guest, and that is my brother, and he's going to be showing you how to do some watercoloring.
Alright, now I'm going to take my white crayon and we're going to draw on our paper what we want to have. Now I'm going to take my paint and paint on the piece of paper that I just colored on.
Y'all, today I'm going to show you how to make your own sidewalk paint. So let's get started. First thing you're going to do, you're going to take 1 cup of flour and 1 cup of water. You're also going to use 1 tablespoon of dishwashing soap. And mix it together. And then you're going to pour half into one bowl and half into a second bowl. This is so that we can make different colors. Next, you're going to take your food coloring. And this is gel food coloring, so you just kind of add however much you think you're needing. If you're using the liquid food coloring, it'll be about 8 drops to start, and you can always add more if you feel like you need more. So here I'm going to do purple and pink. And then mix. Keep on stop. The ones in the bowl are great to use with a paintbrush, and you can brush it onto your sidewalk. But if you want to put it into a bag, you can squeeze it out. So if you put it into a bag, you're going to kind of twist the top of it, and then when you're outside, you're going to cut off just the very tip, and you'll be able to squeeze it out onto your paint, or onto your sidewalk. So let's go out and test it.